Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. Lo and behold, another spectacular Sydney winter's day. Sun's out, there's a gentle, beautiful breeze, it's mild, and at the beginning of another work week. So what I'd love to do today is go for a bit of a walk and talk and have a chat about a book. And the book that we've selected for today's review is entitled Humankind, A Hopeful History. This book was published on the 4th of August 2020 by an author named Rutger Bregman. Human history is not a story of continuous progress, but of intermittent periods of progress, often followed by catastrophic setbacks. So one step forward, two steps back. Yet the overall trend is unmistakable. We're slowly but surely getting better and learning at each stage of our growth and development. The author kicks off the book by talking about the inherent goodness of humanity. Bregman argues that humans are fundamentally good and cooperative. He suggests that our natural inclination is to help one another, and this perspective can reshape how one views society and our ongoing interactions with others. He goes on to talk about the power of trust, and this book emphasizes the importance of trust in fostering cooperation and the sense of community. When we assume the best in others, it encourages what the author says, positive and productive behaviour, and strengthens and builds and maintains the necessary social bonds leading to a more harmonious society. This book also invites us to reevaluate many of the historical narratives that we've been brought up with. Bregman encourages readers to reconsider historical events through a lens of hope and collaboration rather than just conflict and competition. He says that by understanding our past in this way, we can inspire a more optimistic and productive future. We look at the ongoing role of institutions over history and over time, and this author discusses how institutions can be designed to promote human kindness and cooperation by creating intricate systems that are linked in many ways and reinforced in many ways. These systems, which are inextricably intertwined, can encourage positive behaviour, and we can hopefully cultivate and curate a more supportive and compassionate society. Each generation that passes learns something and inherits something from the previous generation, which has inherited something from the previous generation to them. So the call to action here is that we need to learn from our ancestors. Bregman highlights the lessons we can learn from our foraging ancestors who thrived on cooperation and shared resources. This historical perspective can inform modern practices in community building and social organisation. My ancestors, for example, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, came from Greece, and they lived in an agricultural community which had seasons, which had and needed cooperation from family members and village neighbours in order for everybody to get on and to be able to do the things that they needed to do and to protect, grow and anticipate the future. We had winter, summer, spring and autumn, and each of these seasons laid the foundation for lifestyle and what was needed to be done. So learning from one's ancestors is important. The next point that the author makes here is the importance of what he calls empathy. And this book underscores the need for empathy in our interactions. By understanding and sharing the feeling of others, the needs of others, and the opportunities that abound, we can foster deeper connections and create a more compassionate world where one hand washes the other and both hands wash the face. The author here also reminds us that we need to challenge the negative assumptions, and Bregman goes at length to urge readers to challenge the negative assumptions we often hold about others in our lives. We need to question those negative beliefs, because by questioning these negative beliefs, we can open ourselves to potentially more positive and productive interactions and helpful relationships by being able to understand others a little bit better. And the last key message to come from this author is where we talk about hope. Hope as being the catalyst for meaningful change. The author Bregman posits that hope is a powerful motivator for change. By believing in the potential for goodness and cooperation, individuals and societies can work toward creating a better future for each and every person and all of us. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where we've just been through a beautiful book and hopefully learnt a thing or two. Lessons that encourage a shift in perspective toward a more optimistic view of human nature, emphasizing the potential for kindness, cooperation and positive change in our society. I look forward to coming to you again from another place and with another message of empowerment, where hopefully we can learn something new, something bold and something helpful, things that we can use in our daily transactions with the people around us so that we can all grow and benefit. Take care, everybody. Yassas, and bye for now.